Hey everybody. So today I'm just gonna go through a very quick recipe of one of my favorite dishes, butter chicken. Butter chicken it means a lot to me. It was one of the first dishes I learned how to make. Being from an Indian household, my Indian mother, obviously, when I first stepped in the kitchen when I was 13, 14, just watching her cook. And as I grew older, and I wanted to learn some recipes for university, this is one of the first things I learned. It's really simple. I think people really overhype how hard it is to make, but what you get out of adding a few spices, just cooking off your chicken and making a good marinade, and the result is absolutely stunning. So we're gonna go through it really quickly, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So the first step to any good butter chicken is a fantastic marinade for your chicken. And you wanna have the right spices in the right ratios. What I have here is a tandoori seasoning, which is a combination of tons of spices. You have like Kashmiri red chilies and garlic powder and cinnamon and cardamom, and that really forms the base of our marinade. We have some garlic powder here. You could use garlic paste or fresh garlic, but I just prefer this since this is what I have on hand and I use it for other dishes. This is cumin powder, another very important spice. This is coriander powder. This here is really just adds a zing to the taste. This right here is garam masala, and again, it's a ground up powder made out of tons of spices. It really just lifts up your dish. And this is chaat masala, and this right here has a very like lemony and sort of tangy flavor that if you just add a very small amount, maybe a quarter teaspoon to your dish, just really lifts up the entire marinade for the butter chicken. And finally, we add all this marinade in a little bit of dahi or yogurt. And that's what's going to coat the chicken, and then we let that marinate for about 1 hour to 2 hours for the spices to really get into our chicken. So after you've combined all the ingredients, you get a sort of like paste that looks like this color. Don't worry, it's not supposed to look red. Most restaurants, when they make their marinades, add a lot of red food coloring, and that's why when you get chicken from a restaurant, it looks like deep red color. But when this cooks, it will turn deep red and we'll get that kind of darkish brown when we char it off on both sides. Yeah, so this is exactly how the marinade is supposed to look. I added some salt, pepper, and lemon juice as well. And now we're gonna go ahead and cook the chicken and add it in. So I have one chicken breast here. And since it's quite thick, what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna go ahead and just butterfly it, like that. And now I'm just gonna kind of make some boneless chunks out of this chicken. So I'm just gonna very carefully cube, first cut along, and then I'm going to cube them into bite-sized chunks, about this size. That's a good eating size right there. So all our chicken is being cut up here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and add it to that marinade, and then I will see you guys when I'm ready to fry it off in about 2 hours time. So it's gonna marinate for about 2 hours for the flavor to really get into the meat. Hey guys, so it's been about 2 hours. That's the chicken that I've just taken out of the fridge. And I've got my pan heating up here on a medium, let's say like a medium high. Since the chicken is kind of small, you do want to char it on the outside because that adds flavor. But also you want to make sure it's not raw in the center. So I'm gonna wait for this to heat up, and then we're gonna add it to the pan. So now the chicken's in the pan. As you can see, it does fry quite violently. That's because of the yogurt, so water and oil aren't best friends. So it will splatter a little bit, but no pain, no gain. So yeah, we're gonna let this sear about 2 to 3 minutes each side till it's kind of gone golden brown. And then we're gonna flip this. And then we're gonna just take it out, and yeah, we move on to the next step. So now I'll flip my chicken. And you can see those beautiful char marks that are on there from the garlic and ginger and all the spices that are really just caramelizing on the chicken and forming a crust. And inside it's really juicy, so it's exactly what you want. Don't be afraid, that is not burnt, that is charred. So for anyone saying that's burnt and that's gonna taste bitter, no it's not. That's how you do it. Yeah, so we're almost done with the cooking of the chicken process, and once we're done, we're gonna take this out into a bowl and start prepping for our butter chicken gravy or sauce. So now we're on to the sauce for the butter chicken, and there's only 3 vegetables involved, and I think most people would agree with me who are Indian that these are the 3 most important vegetables. It goes on pretty much every dish. We have garlic, onion, specifically red onion, because we use a lot of red onion in India, It is a lot sweeter than the white onion, so it adds a nice depth of flavor to any gravy. And then either you can use fresh ginger, but since today I have this ginger paste, I'm gonna use this ginger paste. One thing I am proud of is that, you know, since even when I wasn't cooking at a young age, I would help my mom chop, you know, ingredients for a dish. So my knife skills have become pretty good, not to brag or anything, but they are pretty amazing. And so, yeah, I guess you'll get to see that once I start chopping these, this onion and this garlic. So here we are. So I fine diced the onion, the garlic, and obviously the ginger is there. And yeah, so we're ready to start making the base of our butter chicken. So I start off the onions now in the pan, and it's the same pan that I cooked the chicken in. I haven't washed it because I want all the flavor that was in the oil to go into my chicken. And as you can see, it's starting to go a bit brown, and that's exactly what I want. It's caramelizing, and that's what's gonna really bring out the sweetness of our onions. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and now add the garlic and the ginger. So this is yeah, it's gonna be done caramelizing soon. Okay, so now I've added the crushed tomatoes. You could use fresh tomatoes. I just canned tomatoes are cheaper. Yeah, that's what I had at home. So that's crushed tomatoes. And now we're gonna start adding some spices to the base of this, and we're gonna be ready soon. So we got the base now, and I've got it on a simmer heat now, so it's just boiling away. To this, we're gonna add our spices. So I've got 1 teaspoon or 3/4 teaspoon coriander powder. We've got 1 teaspoon cumin. We've got 1/2 teaspoon garam masala. And we've got 1/4 teaspoon chaat masala. And obviously we can't forget the tandoori seasoning. So we're gonna go in with, I'm gonna eyeball that. That looks like a good amount. And we're also gonna go in with some salt. And we'll taste along the way and add more salt as needed, but this is very dangerous what I'm doing right now. There we go. It looks like a good amount. Cool. And I'm just gonna now, let's stir that in. And you want to make sure you mix that well so that every bit of gravy, and you can see as soon as you know, get those spices in, the color of the gravy kind of going to that orangey color that you're used to for this gravy. I will admit I did make a bit of a mistake in cooking. I did have a little too much oil. You know, you only live once, and oil adds flavor. So I'm just gonna keep going and not worry about the calories that I'm about to intake. Cool. So that looks nicely mixed. We're gonna let that simmer for a couple more minutes before we add our finishing touches. So at this point, we're kind of ready to just add our finishing touches. As if this dish wasn't unhealthy enough already with all the oil and other things, we're gonna go ahead and add some heavy cream into our dish. And of course, since it's buttered chicken, you have to add a little bit of butter. Well, when I say a little bit, I mean, you know, we don't count calories when we cook in Indian households, so this is fine. And we're really just gonna mix that in beautifully. And this is what cooking really is about for me, to be honest. I'm having fun, you know. I've been studying the entire day, and it's good that I can just come out here, cook a beautiful dish, and enjoy a nice meal. Something that was handed down for me from my mom and my family and my roots. Just means a lot to me, and it's just a nice break of having fun. So I'm gonna mix this in, and I'll be back once this is ready. Okay, and this is almost done, and as you can see, it's gone this beautiful golden orange color that you know butter chicken for. At this point, some people like to blend it, but since I don't have a blender, and also just by preference, I like to kind of taste the bite of the onions and the other vegetables that went in here, so I'm going to refrain from blending. What we're going to do now is we have this beautiful chicken that we cooked earlier, and you can see it's really nice. And we're just gonna add all that chicken into our gravy. And now I'm gonna stir this, and I will be back to present it to you guys. And there we have it. That's our finished product. I toasted off some naan in my pan, and I garnished my butter chicken with some onions because I love onions. And yeah, I am starving and I am just ready to eat this. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. I hope you guys make it sometime and have as much fun, not only just eating, but also cooking it as I did. And well, just make sure you check your cholesterol after, because it is a pretty heavy dish. See you guys.